Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Wang Weizhong is not merely a figure within the entertainment industry. He is a towering presence whose vision and judgment have shaped the course of East Asian media for over 4 decades. Often referred to as the Godfather of Taiwanese Entertainment, his influence extends far beyond television studios and red carpets. He is a cultural tastemaker, a talent scout with an uncanny eye, and a producer whose intuition has helped define generations of stars. His career spans eras of political change, technological evolution, and shifting audience tastes. Yet his standards have remained resolute. Wang Weizhong is known for his discretion. He rarely appears in the limelight, and even more rarely does he offer public praise. When he speaks, his words carry immense significance. Within the industry, his opinion is not just heard, it is studied, debated, and more often than not quietly accepted as truth. Unlike many in the world of celebrity, Wang Weizhong does not chase trends. He observes carefully, speaks sparingly, and only lends his voice to what he believes has real value. His reputation has been built not on scandal or spectacle, but on a career of carefully cultivated excellence. To be acknowledged by him is more than an endorsement, it is a mark of authenticity. It signifies that a performer has crossed a threshold from popularity into genuine artistry. And so, when someone of his stature chooses to highlight the talents of a rising actor like Wang Yibo, it is not a passing compliment. It is a declaration, a signal to the industry and to the audience that this young man may, in time, become one of the defining artists of his generation. When Wang Weizhong spoke about Wang Yibo, the industry paused. Not out of politeness, but because something rare had just occurred. A titan of entertainment had broken his silence to publicly acknowledge a younger actor. Not for his fame, but for his craft. Wang Weizhong has built his legacy on discernment. He does not speak in headlines, nor does he offer compliments to ride the waves of popular culture. His reputation is anchored in precision, in an almost forensic understanding of performance, and in a career marked by patience and perspective. So when he described Wang Yibo's talent as rare and called him young, yet grounded in real acting, it sent ripples through the media world. This wasn't simply a favorable opinion. It was a calibrated statement from a man who has spent his life building and shaping stars, many of whom had never received such praise from him. His words landed with weight not because of the celebrity behind them, but because of the standards they implied. In an era where virality often substitutes for substance, Wang Weizhong's approval suggests something far more meaningful. That behind Wang Yibo's commercial appeal lies a seriousness, a method, a sense of control that hints at longevity. He wasn't praising a trending name. He was recognizing an artist. What made this acknowledgement particularly powerful was its timing. Hidden Blade, the film in which Wang Yibo plays Mr. Yi, had begun attracting attention for its quiet intensity and aesthetic precision. Critics noted the film's lack of overt drama, choosing instead to unfold its narrative through subtle gestures, loaded silences, and tightly composed visuals. In this context, Wang Yibo's performance was not loud or ostentatious. It was restrained, internal, and disciplined. He conveyed emotion not through speech, but through space, breath, and stillness. To Wang Weizhong, these qualities signified something essential, that Wang Yibo is not merely performing. He is listening, observing, embodying. The praise, then, was not for style but for substance, for the ability to carry a character with nuance, for the courage to underplay, for the rare skill of knowing when to hold back and let the scene breathe. That is why the industry reacted. It wasn't simply that a veteran had praised a newcomer. It was that he had seen something in Wang Yibo that reminded him of what acting used to mean, before the age of algorithms and instant fame. He saw control. He saw hunger not for popularity but for growth. He saw the markings of an actor who might, with time and care, define his generation. In a world oversaturated with noise, Wang Weizhong's remark was like a quiet bell tolling through fog. It didn't shout. It didn't demand attention. And yet, everyone turned to listen. Because when someone who has seen it all says, This one is different. We believe him. Wang Yibo's performance in Hidden Blade is not one that demands attention. It earns it. In a film defined by restraint and subtext, where every moment feels weighted with meaning, his portrayal of Mr. Yi emerges not through volume or spectacle, but through stillness, control, and the quiet intensity of a man walking a knife's edge. It is a performance that invites the audience to lean in, to pay attention not to what is said, but to what is left unsaid. Set against the dark, atmospheric backdrop of wartime espionage, Hidden Blade does not conform to the tropes of conventional war dramas. There are no grand speeches, no romanticized acts of heroism. Instead, it asks its actors to express entire histories with the faintest shift of the eyes or the subtlest tremble of the hands. And Wang Yibo, in one of his most mature roles to date, proves that he is more than capable of meeting that challenge. His character, Mr. Yi, is enigmatic from the start. He speaks with measured words, often allowing silence to carry more weight than dialogue. In one of the film's most emotionally charged scenes, he looks back over his shoulder, not with dramatic flair, but with restrained anguish. His eyes, shimmering with unspoken grief, reveal more than pages of script ever could. It is not a performance that begs for sympathy. It demands respect. What is most striking is how deeply Wang Yibo internalizes the character. There is no sense of performance in the traditional sense. Instead, he seems to dissolve into the world of the film. The adjustment of a tie becomes a form of resistance. The smoothing of a cuff signals inner turmoil. A single breath before speaking holds layers of conflict, fear, and determination. His entire body becomes an instrument of emotional communication, used sparingly but with devastating effect. This kind of acting requires something more than training. It demands emotional intelligence, patience, and the ability to listen, to the director, to the scene, and to the moment. Wang Yibo demonstrates all of these, revealing an instinct that many actors spend decades trying to cultivate. He is fully present in every frame, yet never oversteps his place within the ensemble. He elevates the scene without overshadowing it, contributing to the film's delicate balance between aesthetic beauty and emotional gravity. His performance in Hidden Blade has been called a breakthrough, but that word alone feels insufficient. It is not a leap, but a quiet evolution, a deepening of craft, a stepping into maturity. For those who have followed his career, from his early days as a dancer and idol, through his more lighthearted screen appearances, this role marks a significant turning point. It suggests that Wang Yibo is no longer trying to prove himself. He is simply doing the work. And perhaps that is what makes it so powerful. In a role that requires subtlety over spectacle, truth over theatrics, Wang Yibo has proven that sometimes the loudest impact comes from the quietest performance. And perhaps that's why Wang Weizhong saw what others didn't. Yibo is part of a new wave of artists who value depth over hype, who care more about craft than clout. He's not just a celebrity. He's a disciplined actor, a risk-taker, and someone who's quietly redefining stardom. Off-screen, he's a motorbike racer, a quiet philanthropist. Even when he poured his own money into trying to revive his old group UNIQ, he didn't publicize it. He just did it because loyalty matters to him. And that too is rare. Maybe that's why people across Asia, from Seoul to Tokyo, from Paris to LA, are drawn to him. It's not just about what he does. It's about who he is. Silent strength, consistent growth, private loyalty. Whether you're a student, an artist, a worker, or a dreamer, there's something in Wang Yibo's journey that reminds us, you don't have to shout to be heard. You just have to be true. And perhaps that's what the Godfather saw. Not a perfect star, but a growing one. A rare one. One we'll be talking about for decades to come. Thank you for watching Star Watch Now, where stories shine beyond the spotlight. If this touched something in you, if you found insight, emotion, or just pure curiosity, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share the story with someone who needs a little inspiration today. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching the stars.